Porto Cathedral. The Porto Cathedral, Portuguese, Sé do Porto, is a Roman Catholic church located in the historical center of the city of Porto, Portugal. It is one of the city's oldest monuments and one of the most important local Romanesque monuments. Overview. The cathedral was built on the site of an old chapel or hermitage, founded by Henry of Burgundy and his wife in 1108. The pre-Romanesque church is mentioned in the Expugnatione Lyxbonensi as still extant in 1147, so construction of the present building began in the second half of the 12th century, and work continued until the 16th century. There were major Baroque additions in the 18th century, and further changes were made in the 20th century. The cathedral is flanked by two square towers, each supported with two buttresses and crowned with a cupola. The façade lacks decoration and is rather architecturally heterogeneous. It shows a Baroque porch and a beautiful Romanesque rose window under a crenellated arch, giving the impression of a fortified church. The Romanesque nave is rather narrow and is covered by barrel vaulting. It is flanked by two aisles with a lower vault. The stone roof of the central aisle is supported by flying buttresses, making the building one of the first in Portugal to use this architectonic feature. This first Romanesque building has suffered many alterations, but the general aspect of the façade has remained Romanesque. Around 1333, the Gothic funerary chapel of João Gordo was added. João was a knight hospitaller who worked for King Dinis I. His tomb is decorated with his recumbent figure and reliefs of the apostles. Also from the Gothic period is the elegant cloister, built between the 14th and the 15th centuries, during the reign of King John I, who married English Princess Philippa of Lancaster in Porto Cathedral in 1387. The external appearance of the cathedral was greatly altered during Baroque times. In 1772, a new main portal substituted the old Romanesque original, and the tower cupolas were altered. In 1736, Italian architect Niccolò Nasoni added an elegant Baroque loggia to the lateral façade of the cathedral. During the War of the Oranges, whilst the battle at Almirante was taking place, a group of Spanish soldiers briefly took control of the cathedral before being overcome by the locals of the town. A marble plaque with a magnetite backing now hangs up behind the altar in order to remind everyone of those who died whilst regaining control of the chapel. The magnetite backing was chosen in order to remind those traveling near the cathedral by interfering with the direction in which their compass points. The interior was also altered during the Baroque era. In one of the chapels, there is a magnificent silver altarpiece, built in the second half of the 17th century by Portuguese artists. Also, in the 17th century, the Romanesque apse, which had an ambulatory, was torn down and a new one was built in Baroque style, later decorated with new wall paintings by Nasoni and choir stalls. The altarpiece of the chapel, designed by Santos Pacheco and executed by Miguel Francisco de Silva between 1727 and 1729, is an important work of Portuguese Baroque. The three red marble holy water fonts, supported by a statue, date from the 17th century. The baptistry contains a bronze bas-relief by Antonio Teixeira Lopes, depicting the baptism of Christ by John the Baptist. The south transept arm gives access to the Gothic cloister, which is decorated with Baroque azulejos by Valentim de Almeida between 1729 and 1731. They depict some scenes from the Song of Songs. The remains of the early Romanesque ambulatory contain a few sarcophagi. The terrace is decorated with tile panels by Antonio Vidal. The coffered ceiling of the chapter house was painted with allegories of moral values by Pacini in 1737. Mass is celebrated at 11 a.m. each day. Porto Cathedral, a sacred fortress over the city. Location: situated in the historic center of Porto, in the Batalha district. Perched on a hill with panoramic views over the Douro River and the Ribeira district. History and architecture. Construction began in the 12th century, during the Romanesque period. Over the centuries, it has been modified with Gothic, Baroque, and Manueline influences. Looks almost like a fortress, with thick walls and towers, reflecting its dual role as a religious and defensive structure. Highlights: Gothic cloisters, beautifully decorated with blue and white azulejo tiles, 18th century, telling biblical stories. Baroque interior, especially the ornate main altar and chapel of the Holy Sacrament. Rose window and Romanesque nave, classic medieval design. Terrace views, offers incredible vistas of Porto, the Dom Luisi Bridge, and Villanova de Gaia. Silver altarpiece in the chapel of St. John the Evangelist. Religious significance. Still an active cathedral and the seat of the Bishop of Porto. Hosts religious ceremonies, especially during Holy Week, Corpus Christi, and major Portuguese Catholic holidays. Visitor tips. Admission. The cathedral itself is free. There's a small fee to visit the cloisters and treasury. Opening hours. Usually open daily from 9:00 a.m., 5:30, 6:30 p.m. Check locally for updates. Best time to visit. Morning, for fewer crowds and softer light for photography. Combine your visit with a walk down to the Ribeira or across the Dom Luisi Bridge.
Cathedral. Oh, this is like a museum. Oh. Museum. Lot of religious ceremony use stuff. Ceremony use stuff. Clothing. Book. Oh, clothing. Book. Cardinal. Maybe Cardinal use this. I don't know. Oh, a lot of golden stuff. Golden stuff. This looks like a simple. Extravagant. Very extravagant. Oh, the $3 is €3 was it? Lot of stuff inside. Only charge $3. Very reasonable. Oh, very good. Very good. See, very good. Oh, have something inside too. Oh, have another. Oh, this tower. Bell. This bell. Oh, this tower. This beautiful tower. Beautiful. This religious story. Religious story. Religious story. So, Portuguese very religious, also very religious nation. Portuguese also very religious nation, similar to Spain. Portugal, similar to Spain, a very religious country. See? Oh, beautiful. You see? Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Oh my God. Very splendid. very splendid. Very religious. Oh, very religious. Very religious, you see. The chair made of wood. Very beautiful. Oh, the bell toll again. The bell toll again. This is another chapel. Another temple. Ooh, this is another temple inside. Beautiful ceiling. Oh, very beautiful. Very beautiful. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I waited this close. Okay. Oh, down. I should go out. Oh, where did I go? Don't know. Maybe should I go over there? Oh, over there. Oh, this have a small room. Have a small room. Chapel. Another chapel. Oh. God. Wow. my God, this riverside. At last, I go to the riverside.